Angeline, Eleanor, and Zoe are going to cross a little ferry that crosses the river up south of Canal, and they're walking down to catch the ferry. Ray and Zoe tells them it's free. They only put 2 cars on this little ferry, and they're walking down and going across back and forth just to see how it goes. I'll continue this picture just a moment. They're down there standing waiting for the little ferry, which should be in a few minutes, and they'll catch the ferry coming back. It's operated by the current here in the Fraser River, a real swift current. The current is probably, you can see, very, very swift. They'll circle across the river, swing around, take a picture of the ferry. I'll zoom it over so I can get a picture of the ferry. Maybe I'll try to bring it up as close as I can to clear across the river. Okay, I'll continue. There's a ferry coming back, and as you notice, it's pontoons, and it's so the current carries it across. The swift current. I'll zoom it out a little farther so we see a little better. It's attached to a cable with a little pulley up here, which I'll bring up close. Where's that? Anyway, there's a cable up there. It brings the ferry across by the current. Take 2 cars is all this ferry can take, and as I understand it's free. So Angeline, Eleanor, so are sitting down there waiting to go across the ferry just for a ride back again. So notice that the current is carrying it. The current is carrying it across. Very swift current. I wouldn't mind crossing it too, Ray and I, but I decided I'd rather stay here and take a picture so we have a picture of how it operates and then getting on it, etc. As you see, they're standing there. Let's zoom in up close, wait for the ferry. Getting ready to dock, as you can see. The current moves around and it can turn kind of sideways like, lock in and unload the vehicles. Now whether he's going to run across with just the people, there's no cars waiting on this side, that remains to be seen. So we'll just wait and see what happens here. I could zoom this in closer to get a closer picture, but we can get the whole ferry and the operation of it. Just watch and see how they do. They're going to take the cars off now, and we'll see whether they take those 3 women across or not. Car's about ready to move off, and I have the camera resting on a rail here, right down the rail, so it should be pretty steady. And it's recording now. We'll see what happens when the car moves off. And usually it takes 2 cars, but this is a car and some type of a trailer. I can't see what it is really. And we'll see when it comes off what it is, and whether they'll take these women, like I mentioned, without any cars. And just being tourists, they may and they may not. I do not know. Here comes a car starting to move off slowly. Showing off. I don't know what kind of a trailer this looks like. It might be a horse trailer or something. I can't tell at this point. Evidently stop and talk to the women or something. may be going across getting someone else who might take them. Someone's talking to someone. Evidently, he's telling them they can or can't or whatever. So evidently they're going to go on. We'll wait and see. They're jabbering anyway. I think that's a woman talking to them. I'm not sure. Maybe it's a man with long hair. You can't tell nowadays. But anyway, they're there waiting. There's an old Bowser coming up, and Eleanor's petting and loving it. She's a Bowser lover. So, evidently it belongs to the people that work there, or you wouldn't be there. I don't know what the conversation's all about. But anyway, they're jabbering, hopefully having a good time. And we'll see, they're going that direction, so evidently they're going to get on the ferry. I assume. We'll see. I guess they're on the ferry, and whoever it is closing it, or waiting for a car maybe. I don't know what they're doing. We'll wait and see. Zoe, Vanjine, and Elnora standing on the ferry. I don't know, it's pretty good, but I've run a ferry for three women, but maybe they're going across to get it's moving out already. And see, you can see how it moves by the current. Swift current, it turned a little bit sideways and the current pulls it across the river. We're on the way. Very, very swift current on the Fraser River. And you note they have a boat behind with a motor on it. I suppose that's in case of an emergency. But anyway, it doesn't take too long to cross. It's crossing the river on this way now. I'll just stick with it a little while here so you can see how it works. Kind of interesting. I've seen a lot of little ferries, crossed in a lot of little ferries, but I've never seen one operate quite like this. And it's very interesting. And since I got this camera resting on a rail here, I can take a real good picture. I have trouble holding the camera steady, but this particular time I got a picture here that should be pretty good picture, hopefully. And I'll zoom it up closer as long as the ferry is getting farther away. We can see a bit more about how it operates and how long it takes to cross. And as you see, the current is very swift there. I'd sure hate thinking to ever have to fight that current, because if for some unknown reason you ever got in there, I don't think you'd ever survive. Out so you can see the water and the current a little better. Now zoom up and see where the women are, see if you can see them on the ferry. I don't know where they're at. They must be in the cabin. I can't make them out. There's Vanjine out there moping around. I think that's a Vanjine. Quite a little ways away. About as close as
they're going to just cut back, I think.
Looks like they're swinging to come back again, aren't they?
Yeah, they're coming back.
Evidently, they just took the women for a ride because they went out in the middle of the water, and it looks like they're turning the bow of the pontoons, or the boat. Looks like two pontoons is on back this way and coming back this way. They're just giving them a ride. I guess that's what it amounts to. So they're on the way back. It looks like they're coming in. So we're about halfway across the river or so, and see the swing. See how it turns, and the current comes in those pontoons and swings the ferry back this way. At least they got a ride on it. Got to see what the Fraser's like out there in the middle. I know he talked to him, so that's probably the conversation, probably what it was about. So we'll just take you out and part way and bring you back. Because all you have is to clear across and back again, because it'd have all the trouble of docking and everything. And at least the women are happy, and I got a chance to take a picture of the ferry, how it operates, and that's what this trip is all about. And I'll keep on this ferry now till it comes in and docks. And there again, as you can see, how the water comes down and pushes the ferry across. Very interesting to me it is. This is a interesting trip so far, and I hope the whole thing continues to be that way. I'm sure it will. You see the ferry comes in kind of sideways like it swings around and docks. And we'll stay on this until it docks to see how it docks and how it does it. Out here on this dock. I've never seen a ferry like this before. It's interesting. And anyway, it's coming in, getting ready to dock. Kind of swing sideways, and the way they turn the pontoons determines the direction the ferry goes. And they do that by cables on a pulley up on a line across the river. I hear a train in the background somewhere, and there's so many trains up in this area. We were up here a few months ago, and all over this country, and there's just an awful lot of trains operated up in there. There, the ferry, see it swinging around, put pontoons so it locks into position so they can have the automobiles. But since they went out in the river and back again, they didn't have nothing on but 3 women. I soon just show them how it operates. Although the ferry has docked,
Now there comes a car.
I'll zoom it up closer so you can see the women folk. There they're waddling off, 2 of them. Where's the third one? There's the third one coming, jabbering and blabbing. I hope they're happy and very interesting. They enjoyed it. Like I say, that's what this trip is about. So we'll continue on with some other pictures in the future.